Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about my clients and some of the things that they have said about moving to Northwest Arkansas. Obviously, I've helped a lot of people move here, and I've noticed that there's been 6 consistent things they've said over and over again, and we're gonna investigate all 6 of them. But the last one, that was a little shocking. That's something I expected when I moved here, but we're gonna talk about all of them. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you'd like and share this video with a friend or family, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas, obviously. So liking and also sharing, make sure that everyone can live, work, and play all in NWA. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. It sounds exactly what it is. It's literally a starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What are the schools like? What are the hospitals like? What are all the cool things happening here? All the things you want to know about Northwest Arkansas, boop, 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 package right to your home. I ship it right, package right to your home. So enter your name below, enter your address below. Where am I shipping this package to? Let me know the name and address below. I'll make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite 4-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. All right, so the first thing, and this is probably the most consistent thing I've heard from my clients over and over again when it comes about Northwest Arkansas, is the fact that everyone they meet here is so outdoor centric. And that's one of the big draws to the area, of course, is the outdoor spaces. And obviously mountain biking capital of the world, everyone knows this, blah. But there are so many people that I've helped here that aren't really into mountain biking. Don't tell anyone this, but really. So obviously one of the things where people are moving here and they understand that, there's a lot of mountain biking, but once they get involved in the culture, they realize that, wow, we spent a lot of time outdoors, whether you're doing yoga or obviously kayaking or hiking or, running or anything. What I've noticed is that people do around the area is that it usually involves being outdoors. And so if that's something that you're interested in, and maybe you're stuck in, indoors all the time, or maybe it's extremely cold or extremely hot, whatever the case is, or maybe you can't go outside because of other problems, I'll let you figure those out. Anyways, if you want to be more outdoors, that is a very centric thing when it comes to Northwest Arkansas. It is heavily invested to the area. And so if you want, obviously an area that really encourages you to be outside, NWA is definitely the place for that. And my clients have backed me up on that one. And it's great to see that. And the second thing that my clients continuously keep saying about Northwest Arkansas is the fact that everyone is so friendly here. Now I have made a video on this, about me leaving a larger city, aka Chicago, and getting adjusted to the friendliness of the people down here. And I'll link the video below, but really I'll keep it short. But one of the things that took me a minute to get over was the friendliness, because I'm coming from a larger city, or maybe you're coming from a larger city. When people come and talk to you just to make friendships or just hang out, you're standing in line for something, they strike up a conversation. My natural bend is, am I being distracted to get pickpocketed, or what's going on here? What's your angle? And it took me a minute to get used to the friendliness of the people down here. But that was one of the things moving from a larger city, is getting used to the friendliness of people, and just it's normal to strike up a conversation. It's not weird. And so again, my clients keep saying that people are so friendly here and they don't really have necessarily agendas to do something. They want to make friends, they want to build community. A lot of people are reloads here, moving here, and so it just seems to be the natural trend, hey, you're new here, I'm new here, let's become friends. Let's find community. Let's build some things together. Let's make hobbies. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things moving here is just how friendly people really are. And the third thing my clients continuously say about Northwest Arkansas over and over again, how lush the area is. Now, if you're coming from a larger city, let's say you're coming from Phoenix or LA or Chicago or a larger city, and obviously it'd be shocking the difference between those areas and this area. But even someone from me who came from Chicago, which is a very green area, a lot of ag, Wisconsin area, it is so lush here. The thing about Northwest Arkansas, and I tell my clients this, is that people don't really care too much about their grass. The grass is the grass. They don't really spend too much time on here, honestly. The grass, it's good enough. But my gosh, do they care about the trees. I have never seen a lack of tree companies in an area. It was one of those things where I never see trees being cut down ever. They grow, it's just wild. It is the one thing about Northwest Arkansas that is truly its interesting part, and one of them is the fact that how lush it is when it comes to just everything. It's an interesting part with Fayetteville specifically, is that they expect you to, if you cut a tree down, it's almost in the law to require to put another tree there. Every city, they want trees there. So one of the things that my clients keep saying is just how lush it truly is. On a side note, it makes fall very, very beautiful. Whoa, before I jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move down to Northwest Arkansas and you're using things like Zillow.com, Realtor.com, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates, and it sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your name below, enter your information below, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, where do you want to move to Northwest Arkansas? What is your perfect dream home? Enter all that information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, side note, every single Friday I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? When is First Fridays? That's a little more obvious though. When is First Thursdays? That's a little bit more obvious though. What is going on in downtown Rogers? What new businesses are moving here? What is going on in the Walmart Amphitheater? What's going on at Walton Arts Center? What's going on in Dixon Street? So many things going on here. Crazy. Enter your name below, enter your address below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday. But just a heads up, you will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And number 4, a thing that my clients just keep saying about Northwest Arkansas, and this might be specific to them, maybe not you, but definitely to them. If you're moving from let's say a larger area or maybe busier area, they keep saying there's so little traffic here. And I completely agree with them. Moving from a larger area where you're stuck in gridlock, or if you're a gridlock, it just takes 15 minutes to go from one place, or 30 minutes to go from one place to another. And it's like, oh my gosh, like it's not worth it. I'm just not gonna do anything. And that's part of the perks of living here, is that if you think like, oh man, it's gonna take, 15 minutes will get you really far around here. 5 minutes, you'll be close to everything. And so it's one of those things moving here, is that there's such little traffic in comparison that you feel like, oh yeah, it's just a hike over to there and there and there. It's like not a problem, jump in the car and go. Versus if you're coming from a larger area with tollways and highways and on-ramps and off-ramps and gridlock, it was like, forget it. I'm not going nowhere. Here, you feel like you can go to the concert at the Walmart Amphitheater because it's only 15 minutes away. You feel like you can go to Bentonville. You can go down from Bentonville to Fayetteville. You can go to downtown Rogers. You can go anywhere within a period of time, and you're like, that's fine because traffic is not a problem. And that's one of the big perks of living here, at least according to my clients. And the 5th thing that I keep hearing about Northwest Arkansas from my clients is just how much is to explore. And that is one of the reasons I moved here, is because there's so much to do. Anywhere from music to outdoors to indoors to new businesses to this. If you drive even without our radius of the area, there are so many interesting things to do in Northwest Arkansas. And again, going back to the previous one, is that it's so easy to get to places because of the lack of traffic. But it is really cool to be able to explore and do so many different things and so many hobbies. It's like, man, if I wanted to get into kayaking, I can get into kayaking. If I wanted to get into fly fishing, I can get into fly fishing. If I wanted to get into rock climbing, I can get into rock climbing. If I wanted to join a community of, let's say if I wanted to join an opera community, yes, I can do that as well. Maybe I want to get into theater, I sure can. Maybe I want to start learning how to actually do murals on walls, I can do that too. Maybe, I'm just saying, endless things here. And the perks of all of it is that it's just easy access to do all these things. So if you have a little bit of strike of creativity, or meaning like you want to get out a little bit, there are so many things to do here in Northwest Arkansas. It is really limitless. Side note, let's say for instance, you wanted to join a community of corgi lovers that assemble at an actual like hideout bar every single week during the week. You can do that too. So there's a group for you corgi people. And the 6th and final thing my clients just keep mentioning over and over and over again when it comes to Northwest Arkansas, and this is the one that kind of took me off guard because I might have just been more used to it by now, is the fact how clean it is. That is the wild thing about Northwest Arkansas, is just truly how clean it really is. And I don't mean like people just respect the outdoors here differently. There's just, people aren't, I'm just gonna be honest here, people aren't throwing trash out everywhere. People respect the area they live in. And honestly, a lot of it is, maybe it's because of the natives who lived here, because for obvious reasons, they want to respect the land. There's a lot of land that has been dedicated to always be like preservation land that will never be businesses or residential. There's a lot of obviously relos here that have moved here that respect the land because obviously they've came from different parts of America and they're like, we don't want that. So they obviously, you know what I'm saying? Long story short, NWA is very, very clean. And one of the interesting things that I found out just fascinating about the area, if you spend any time on 49, which I obviously do a lot because I'm driving everywhere, selling homes, of course. But the interesting thing is if you spend any time on 49, every single day that I travel on 49, there is a street sweeper that is collecting just things along the highway, just always collecting things. Now, it's not because like there's a lot of stuff there, but there is tax dollars allocated, there's city dollars allocated, there's state dollars allocated to keeping not only NWA, but Arkansas clean. And obviously, Arkansas is very, very bullish when it comes to the outdoor recreation space. It is a multi-billion-dollar industry for them. So obviously, That makes sense. But when it comes to Northwest Arkansas, there is a lot of people and hands and organizations and nonprofits that are dedicated to keeping the outdoors clean. But not only that, it is just the regular folk like me and other people around here that are keeping the area clean because we like clean areas and we don't want it to become dirty. And so that is a big, interesting part of Northwest Arkansas as well. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, there's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. So go ahead and download it and use it when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, let's see you next one.